Friends, today we are talking about old $quarter coins that may look ordinary. But in reality, some of these coins are now worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Face screaming in fear. From 1965 all the way to 2022, these U.S. $quarter coins have become a hot topic among major coin experts, auction houses, and billionaire collectors around the world. Many people think old coins are only memories from the past. But the truth is, certain quarters became extremely valuable because of mint errors, rare metals, limited production, special designs, or unique historical changes. Some of these quarters stayed in circulation for years, sitting in pockets and wallets, until one day they were discovered, and their value shocked everyone. Money bag. If you own any $quarter coin dated between 1965 and 2022, do not skip this video. Watch till the very end, because there is a real chance that one small coin you already have could change your financial future. The 1965 $quarter is one of the most misunderstood and fascinating coins in U.S. history. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin that millions of people have handled without a second thought. But what many collectors don't realize is that 1965 marked a historic turning point in American coinage, a moment that completely changed the metal, value, and future collectability of U.S. quarters. Before 1965, $quarter were made of 90% silver. In 1965, the United States Mint officially removed silver from circulating quarters and replaced it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. This single change instantly made the 1965 $quarter one of the most important transition coins ever produced. Because of this shift, early 1965 quarters were struck during a period of chaos at the mint, when demand for coins was extremely high and production was rushed to keep up with circulation. Another key detail that makes the 1965 quarter special is the complete absence of mint marks. To discourage coin hoarding during the silver shortage, the U.S. Mint removed all mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. This means every genuine 1965 $quarter has no mint mark, no matter where it was produced. Many people mistakenly believe a missing mint mark is an error, but in this case, it is a deliberate historical feature. And that fact alone makes this coin unique. What truly excites collectors today are the rare 1965 quarters that were struck with errors or unusual characteristics. Some examples were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchets meant for 1964 quarters. These rare transitional error coins are among the most valuable modern U.S. quarters and have sold for thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Others show doubled dies, off-center strikes, or dramatic minting flaws that significantly increase their value. Condition also plays a massive role in determining value. While most circulated 1965 quarters are only worth face value, coins found in high mint state condition, especially those with sharp details, strong luster, and no signs of wear, can command impressive prices. Certified examples graded MS-67 or higher are extremely scarce and highly sought after by serious collectors. The 1965 $quarter proves that age alone does not define value. History, metal composition, minting errors, and condition all combine to turn what seems like an everyday coin into a potential hidden treasure. This is exactly why collectors and experts continue to examine these coins so closely, and why anyone who owns old quarters should take a second look before assuming they are ordinary. And this is only the beginning, because the story of valuable U.S. $quarter from 1965 onward becomes even more surprising as we move forward through the years. As we move forward from 1965, the story of the $quarter becomes even more exciting and unpredictable. What many people don't realize is that value doesn't always come from age alone. Sometimes it comes from small details that most eyes completely miss. Tiny differences in design, striking quality, metal weight, and minting pressure quietly separate an ordinary quarter from one that collectors dream about. Through the late 1960s and into the 1970s, millions of quarters were produced every year, yet only a small fraction survived in exceptional condition. During these years, minting speed was prioritized over perfection, which led to weak strikes, doubled lettering, off-center designs, and die cracks that today make certain coins highly desirable. At the time, no one cared. These coins were spent on groceries, gas, and coffee, but decades later, those same imperfections became powerful value boosters. As the years progressed, special varieties and unexpected errors began appearing. Some quarters show dramatic doubling in Liberty or the date, while others display missing clad layers, unusual coloring, or striking misalignments. To the average person, these look like damaged coins. To a trained collector, they are rare pieces of mint history, and many of them now sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Then comes the modern era, where people assume nothing valuable can exist. But this is where surprises multiply. From the state quarters program to later designs, certain modern quarters gain value almost overnight due to low mintages, production flaws, and collector demand. Coins that were released quietly suddenly became auction highlights, leaving people shocked that something so recent could be worth serious money. What makes this journey truly fascinating is the fact that these quarters didn't start in display cases or vaults. They started in circulation, passed from hand to hand, ignored for decades. Even today, some of these valuable quarters are still out there, sitting in jars, drawers, old wallets, or forgotten coin rolls, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. That is why every quarter matters. Every date, every detail, every edge tells a story. And as we continue moving year by year, you'll see how simple pocket change slowly transforms into hidden wealth, sometimes when you least expect it. And trust me, the most surprising quarters are still ahead. The 1998 United States quarter dollar, specifically the one with the D Mint mark representing the Denver Mint, is an interesting piece for coin collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. And while it may not be classified among the ultra-rare or error coins, its value today in the numismatic market can still be notable depending on its condition and demand, especially for those collectors who aim to complete their sets with every year and mint mark variation. This particular 1998 quarter features the standard Washington design on the obverse, showing the familiar profile of George Washington, carefully sculpted to honor the first president of the United States, with all the detailing of his hair, coat, and facial features preserved even in coins that have circulated moderately, while the reverse features the classic eagle design, which remained a hallmark of the series before the state and national park quarters began their long run in 1999, making this coin a kind of last of the old series piece. And despite being produced in the tens of millions at the Denver Mint, coins in fine F condition, meaning they exhibit moderate wear but retain clear details and readable inscriptions, are still sought after because they allow collectors to hold a piece of history without the premium that higher-grade coins command. And in today's market, these coins in fine condition typically trade between 50 cents to $1.50 in value, although the exact price can fluctuate based on factors like slight variances in strike quality, toning, or overall eye appeal. And while this may seem modest compared to rare or key-date quarters, owning a 1998 D quarter is still a meaningful way to connect with America's coinage history, track the evolution of minting techniques, and appreciate the sheer scale of production and distribution that defines U.S. coins. And for anyone interested in collecting, even a seemingly common quarter like this can serve as an important teaching piece in understanding mint marks, the nuances of condition grading, and the subtle differences between Denver and Philadelphia mint issues, making it more than just a small silver-colored coin, but a tangible artifact of American numismatic culture that continues to fascinate collectors and history enthusiasts around the world. Building on the story of the 1998 D quarter, it is important to understand that while the coin may seem ordinary at first glance, every detail from the mint mark to the subtle ridges on the edge tells a part of its journey through circulation and time, and collectors often pay close attention to even the smallest signs of wear, such as the slight smoothing of Washington's cheek or the faint loss of detail in the eagle's feathers, because these nuances define the coin's grade and, ultimately, its value in the market. Moreover, the 1998 D quarter represents a snapshot of American minting practices in the late 1990s, when the Denver Mint was producing millions of coins annually, ensuring widespread circulation, but also creating opportunities for collectors to find examples in varying conditions. And while this coin does not carry the premium of a rare date or an error coin, it still has its own appeal because it bridges the gap between everyday currency and collectible pieces, allowing numismatists and hobbyists to appreciate how coins transition from tools of commerce to objects of historical and aesthetic significance. And in today's secondary market, fine condition 1998, D quarters are often purchased not just for their face value, but for their role in completing a collection, teaching about mint mark variations, and providing a tangible connection to the late 20th century coinage that circulated in pockets, wallets, and cash registers across the United States, giving a sense of continuity in American monetary history. And for those who take the time to inspect and preserve these coins, even modest examples like this quarter become more than metal. They become conversation starters, educational tools, and cherished components of a broader narrative that spans generations, mint locations, and the fascinating world of coin collecting where every coin, no matter how common, carries its own unique story waiting to be discovered and appreciated by anyone willing to look closely and value the history embedded in its design and markings. In addition to understanding the historical and aesthetic significance of the 1998 D quarter dollar, collectors and enthusiasts also consider the coin's market dynamics, which are shaped by factors such as mintage numbers, collector demand, and overall condition. And while over 400 million quarters were struck at the Denver Mint in 1998, which makes it relatively common compared to low mintage or rare date coins, the fine condition examples maintain value because they allow collectors to fill specific spots in their collections without paying for uncirculated or higher-grade coins, and experienced numismatists will tell you that coins like these often serve as foundational pieces in state or type sets, offering both educational value and investment potential over time, especially when preserved properly in holders or albums that prevent further wear, exposure to moisture, or environmental damage. And while the face value remains 25 cents, the collectible value of a fine condition. 1998 D quarter in today's market ranges from roughly 50 cents to $1.50, with slight variations depending on factors such as luster, toning, or minor imperfections, and in some cases, coins with exceptional eye appeal or near-fine quality can fetch slightly higher prices from dedicated buyers who are willing to pay a premium to avoid even minimal wear, demonstrating how even common quarters can carry incremental financial and historical significance. And for those entering the world of coin collecting, understanding how to assess condition, recognize mint marks, and track market trends is critical because it transforms an ordinary piece of change into a collectible that offers insight into the evolution of U.S. coinage, the operations of the Denver Mint, and the broader story of money in America, allowing collectors to not only enjoy the visual and tactile aspects of these coins, but also to engage in a hobby that connects them to past generations, historical events, and the meticulous craft of coin production that continues to fascinate collectors around the globe. Continuing with the 1998 D quarter dollar, it is crucial to understand that even coins from seemingly ordinary years can appreciate in value over time, especially when collectors increasingly seek well-preserved examples that showcase the subtle artistry of the United States Mint. And while a 1998 D quarter may initially appear common, coins that exhibit fine details, minimal wear, and pleasing toning are more desirable than they might seem, particularly as years pass and more circulated coins are lost, damaged, or hoarded privately, which gradually reduces the number of quality examples available to collectors, making even modest coins like this gradually more valuable. And this is why experts often recommend that those serious about building a long-term coin collection consider acquiring multiple examples in good condition, because as numismatic interest grows and the supply of better preserved coins diminishes, the market naturally adjusts, pushing prices higher. And while current trading values for a fine 1998 D quarter generally fall between 50 cents and $1.50, coins that demonstrate superior eye appeal, consistent strike quality, or slight toning variations can see value increases of up to 2 or 3 times the base market price, especially in online auctions or specialty coin shows where dedicated collectors compete for the most visually appealing specimens. And this dynamic reflects a broader trend in numismatics, where even coins with high mintage numbers can gradually become investment opportunities when scarcity in condition rather than production volume becomes the driver of collector demand. Furthermore, understanding the coin's role in American history adds an extra layer of appreciation, because the 1998 D quarter represents one of the last years before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999, making it a transitional piece that bridges 2 significant eras of U.S. coinage. And collectors often prize such transitional coins because they offer both historical context and a tangible connection to the evolution of minting techniques, from the precision of the Denver Mint's presses to the consistent detail maintained across millions of coins. And while face value remains just 25 cents, coins in fine condition increasingly appeal to those who study mint marks, grading standards, and subtle design nuances, and this interest drives demand that can elevate the coin's market value over time, particularly for investors and collectors seeking to assemble complete sets that span multiple years, mint marks, and conditions, all of which contributes to a gradual but steady increase in appreciation, ensuring that even ordinary quarters, like this 1998 D example, can eventually hold both sentimental and financial value. It is also worth noting that collector interest in quarters is not only driven by age or rarity, but by their potential to serve as both educational tools and long-term investments, because understanding the 1998 D quarter involves learning about how the Denver Mint operates, the characteristics of fine versus very fine or extremely fine coins, and the way market trends influence pricing. And when collectors focus on coins that have been preserved well over decades, they can see modest initial investments grow significantly as scarcity in higher-grade coins becomes more pronounced. And with coins like the 1998 D quarter, this principle applies particularly well because large-scale mintages do not guarantee availability of coins in superior condition. And as collectors worldwide become increasingly aware of the coin's status as a pre-state quarters era piece, the perceived value continues to rise, reinforcing the idea that numismatic value is often as much about condition, context, and collector desire as it is about sheer rarity, and therefore, a coin that might have been overlooked in everyday circulation becomes a strategic addition for anyone serious about building a collection with both historical significance and potential financial growth. In practical terms, those interested in maximizing the value of a 1998 D quarter should consider factors such as storage, handling, and verification of authenticity, because even minor scratches, exposure to moisture, or improper cleaning can reduce a coin's grade and thus its market value. And coins that are professionally graded and encapsulated by reputable services often command higher prices due to the assurance of quality and condition. And for fine condition 1998 D quarters, this can translate into a higher perceived market value, sometimes reaching up to $2 to $3 per coin in favorable circumstances, especially if the coin exhibits strong detail retention, minimal wear, and an attractive natural tone. And while this may seem modest compared to rare or error coins, when multiplied across multiple years and mint marks in a collection, these small increments in value can compound into significant financial appreciation over time, particularly as collectors and investors recognize the importance of securing well-preserved examples of everyday coins from transitional years like 1998. Collectors should also understand that coins like the 1998 D quarter, despite being high mintage pieces, can gain substantial appeal when viewed through the lens of scarcity in quality rather than quantity, because millions may have been produced, but only a fraction remain in fine condition decades later, and as coins continue to circulate, get lost, damaged, or improperly stored, the number of well-preserved examples naturally declines, which directly impacts their desirability and market value, and seasoned collectors know that acquiring multiple examples of such coins, particularly in consistently good condition, is a strategy that can pay off in both the short and long term, especially if the collector pays attention to subtle details such as the sharpness of Washington's features, the clarity of lettering, and the integrity of the eagle on the reverse, because these details influence grading and ultimately the price a buyer is willing to pay in a marketplace that increasingly values condition, eye appeal, and authenticity. And this trend is further reinforced by online marketplaces and auction platforms where collectors compete for the best specimens, often pushing the market value beyond general expectations and giving even seemingly ordinary coins a potential investment edge. Another important aspect to consider is that the 1998 D quarter sits at a pivotal point in U.S. numismatic history, being the last year before the state quarters program revolutionized collecting in America, which means that it represents the final example of the classic Washington quarter design prior to the massive surge of themed state quarters. And collectors who focus on pre-state quarters issues often see these coins as essential for typesets, educational collections, and long-term investment portfolios. And as interest in historical and transitional coins grows, the potential value for fine condition 1998 D quarters can increase steadily over time, especially when compared to similar coins from the same era that may have been lost to circulation, mishandling, or damage, and this makes a modest 1998 D-quarter today not only a piece of everyday history, but a strategic acquisition for those seeking to combine educational value, collectible appeal, and potential financial gain in the world of U.S. coin collecting. For investors and collectors aiming to maximize returns, it is also essential to recognize the power of proper storage and certification, because coins in fine condition that are carefully stored in protective holders, albums, or even professionally graded slabs maintain their quality over decades. And professional grading by recognized services such as PCGS or NGC can elevate a coin's perceived market value by assuring buyers of its authenticity and condition, sometimes allowing a fine 1998 D quarter to sell for $2 to $5 or more per coin, especially if it has strong visual appeal, natural toning, or minimal surface marks. And while these numbers may seem small compared to rare dates, the cumulative value across multiple years, mint marks, and condition grades in a well-curated collection can be substantial, illustrating that even ordinary quarters, when properly evaluated and preserved, have the potential to generate meaningful returns as collector interest grows and market availability decreases. Collectors should also take into account the broader market trends in numismatics, because quarters from the 1990s, including the 1998 D, are increasingly being recognized for their historical and transitional significance, and as new collectors enter the hobby, competition for well-preserved coins intensifies, driving prices upward. While seasoned collectors continue to educate newcomers on the importance of condition, mint marks, and historical context, and in this environment, a fine 1998 D quarter can represent not just a collectible item, but also an entry point into a larger world of U.S. coin collecting where each coin tells a story, connects collectors with decades of history, and offers a tangible representation of America's monetary heritage, giving the coin both sentimental and potential financial value that can grow steadily over the years. Finally, when considering the potential long-term growth of a 1998 D quarter, it is important to acknowledge that coins in fine condition today could be worth $5, $7, or even $10 in the future if demand continues to rise, supply of well-preserved examples decreases, and collector awareness of transitional coins increases. And while this growth is gradual and depends on market conditions, the principle remains that coins from high mintage years can become investment opportunities when scarcity in quality becomes the defining factor. And for collectors who are patient, diligent, and informed, the 1998 D quarter represents an ideal combination of historical relevance, collector interest, and long-term value potential, making it more than just a 25-cent piece, but a coin that embodies decades of American minting tradition, careful craftsmanship, and the timeless allure of coin collecting. The 2015 United States quarter dollar, marked with the P Mint mark for the Philadelphia Mint, is a fascinating piece for coin collectors and casual enthusiasts alike. Produced as part of the America the Beautiful series, this quarter features a design that commemorates important national parks and landmarks across the United States. Unlike many older coins, the 2015 quarter maintains a modern aesthetic with its detailed engravings and crisp edges, reflecting the precision of contemporary minting techniques. In fine condition, these coins are typically free from major scratches, dents, or discoloration, allowing collectors to appreciate the design elements, such as the intricate depiction of the park on the reverse side and the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse. While it may not carry the historical rarity of quarters from the 20th century, the 2015 P quarter holds interest for those tracking the ongoing series and for investors monitoring current market values. When it comes to value, a 2015 P quarter in fine condition is generally considered to be more of a collectible than a high-value coin. On average, these coins sell for slightly above their face value, ranging from 50 cents to $1.50, depending on the exact quality and market demand. Collectors often seek coins that are free from circulation where, with clear mint marks and sharp designs, and the P Mint mark adds a small degree of collectability, particularly for those aiming to complete a full set of the America the Beautiful quarters. It's important to note that factors such as luster, toning, and strike quality can slightly influence the market price, though for the 2015 issues, the overall appreciation is modest. However, the true charm of this coin lies in its role within the broader narrative of U.S. coinage, offering both educational value and the enjoyment of adding a well-preserved piece to a growing collection. For collectors aiming to track trends in the numismatic market, the 2015 P quarter serves as an accessible entry point. While rare error coins or limited mintage quarters from other years may command hundreds or even thousands of dollars, the 2015 P quarter is a stable, predictable item for daily trading, swaps, or educational demonstrations. Its continued production means it is widely available, yet the demand from dedicated collectors ensures that well-maintained coins still retain a small premium over face value. Understanding this coin's place in the ongoing America the Beautiful series allows enthusiasts to appreciate not only its monetary value, but also the cultural and historical significance represented by the national park featured on the reverse. As a result, owning this quarter provides both a tangible connection to U.S. history and an opportunity to engage with the numismatic hobby in a meaningful, accessible way. Delving deeper into the 2015 P quarter, one of the most appealing aspects for collectors is its representation of the America the Beautiful series, which replaced the earlier 50-state quarters program. Each coin in this series is designed not only as currency, but also as a miniature work of art, highlighting America's rich natural heritage. The 2015 release featured unique designs that showcased the remarkable landscapes, historical landmarks, and national parks that define the American experience. This attention to detail and dedication to historical accuracy makes even modern coins, like the 2015 P quarter, an attractive choice for both new collectors and seasoned numismatists who appreciate a coin that tells a story. The Philadelphia Mint, marked with the P, is known for producing coins with clean, precise strikes, and a 2015 quarter from this mint typically exhibits a smooth finish and well-defined features, making it easier for collectors to evaluate its grade and condition accurately. From a market perspective, the value of a 2015 P quarter without any special errors or variations is generally modest, yet it remains a significant piece within a complete collection. Coins in fine condition, which show only slight signs of circulation, tend to appeal to collectors who want a balanced combination of affordability and visual appeal. While these quarters are not rare in the traditional sense, their inclusion in the ongoing America the Beautiful series gives them a collectible status, especially for individuals aiming to complete an entire set of designs from 2010 through 2021. Subtle variations in luster, coloration, and wear can affect pricing slightly, with well-preserved coins sometimes fetching $1.50 to $2 in today's market. Additionally, quarters with minimal contact marks and sharp relief edges are always more desirable, as they maintain the visual integrity of the original minting. Therefore, even though the coin's face value is only 25 cents, its collectible interest ensures that careful acquisition and storage can provide modest but meaningful returns for collectors over time. Moreover, the 2015 P quarter offers more than just numerical value. It also provides educational and historical significance. Many collectors use such coins to teach younger generations about the importance of national parks, conservation efforts, and American history. The designs on the reverse side, specific to each park or landmark, serve as a visual storytelling tool, linking modern numismatics with cultural heritage. This makes the 2015 P quarter not only a piece of currency, but also a conversation starter, an artifact of cultural memory, and a collectible that transcends its monetary worth. Collectors and enthusiasts often discuss the subtle differences between coins from the Philadelphia Mint versus other mints, emphasizing how mint marks, coinage quality, and production numbers influence both short-term market value and long-term collectability. In essence, while the 2015 P quarter may not reach the astronomical values of rare error coins, it embodies the ongoing legacy of the U.S. Mint and offers an accessible entry point into the rewarding world of coin collecting. Looking even further into the 2015 P quarter, collectors often highlight the craftsmanship and intricate artistry that the United States Mint has consistently maintained. Unlike older coins where wear and patina can add historical charm, modern quarters like this one rely heavily on their sharp designs, crisp details, and flawless surfaces to capture attention. The Philadelphia Mint, which produced this particular coin, has long been renowned for maintaining high standards in coin striking, ensuring that every feature, from George Washington's profile on the obverse to the beautifully engraved national park on the reverse, is clearly visible even under magnification. For numismatists, this clarity is more than aesthetic. It plays a crucial role in grading the coin, determining its market value, and establishing its collectible significance. Even in fine condition, the 2015 P quarter's well-preserved details make it a desirable addition to a collection, particularly for those aiming to complete the America the Beautiful series in sequential order or for educational purposes. From a financial perspective, the 2015 P quarter occupies an interesting niche. While it is widely available in circulation, coins that have been carefully handled and stored away from environmental damage can command a modest premium over face value. Fine condition coins usually sell in the range of 50 cents to $2, depending on the collector's interest and demand at the time. The subtle variations in tone, luster, and strike quality can sometimes influence the price, even for coins minted in the same year. Although this quarter is not rare in the traditional sense, it represents a growing trend in modern coin collecting where enthusiasts actively seek pieces that tell a story, complete series collections, or demonstrate the technical excellence of current U.S. mint operations. For those who are serious about numismatics, accumulating such coins over time can lead to a curated collection that not only holds monetary value, but also serves as a historical archive of contemporary American coinage. In addition to market and collectible value, the 2015 P quarter holds educational and cultural importance. Each coin in the America the Beautiful series serves as a miniature ambassador of American heritage, promoting awareness of national parks, monuments, and historically significant sites across the country. This aspect makes the coin particularly appealing for families, teachers, and hobbyists who wish to combine collecting with learning. The 2015 release featured a specific landmark or park, and owning a fine-condition coin allows collectors to appreciate the artistry while reflecting on the natural beauty and historical significance it represents. The combination of aesthetic appeal, historical storytelling, and moderate market value makes the 2015 P quarter a balanced choice for both casual collectors and more experienced numismatists. It demonstrates that even coins from recent years can carry a sense of prestige and interest when approached with attention to detail, proper care, and an understanding of the broader series it belongs to. For anyone considering entering the world of coin collecting, the 2015 P quarter is a perfect example of accessibility paired with educational and aesthetic value. It allows collectors to witness the evolution of coin design, understand the subtle nuances of mint marks, and observe how condition affects both appearance and market pricing. While it will not rival historical rarities in terms of extreme monetary worth, it offers a reliable, visually appealing, and culturally significant piece that can anchor a collection or be appreciated individually. Over time, as collectors increasingly seek out complete sets and well-preserved coins, even modern quarters like the 2015 P may see incremental increases in value, especially in uncirculated or near-pristine condition. Ultimately, owning this coin is not just about possessing a small piece of metal. It is about engaging with history, artistry, and the enduring legacy of the United States Mint, all encapsulated within a simple yet profoundly symbolic 25-cent coin. Stepping even further into the story of the 2015 P quarter, it's easy to see why this coin attracts attention from collectors of all levels. What makes it stand out is not just the metal it's made of, but the story it tells about America's heritage. Each quarter in the America the Beautiful series is designed to celebrate a national park or historic site, and the 2015 P quarter is no exception. The Philadelphia Mint did an excellent job of capturing intricate details, from the texture of the landscape to the smallest elements in the design, ensuring that even coins in circulation retain a certain charm. For collectors, these details matter a lot: sharp edges, clear relief, and minimal where the difference between a standard coin and a truly desirable collectible. Even in fine condition, this quarter allows you to appreciate the precision of modern U.S. coinage, making it a small but meaningful addition to any collection. When looking at its value, the 2015 P quarter might seem modest at first glance, but there's more to it than meets the eye. While widely available, coins in fine condition can still attract collectors who are completing their America the Beautiful series or who are interested in mint-specific issues. Typically, these quarters trade between 50 cents and $2, depending on market interest, the coin's condition, and the sharpness of its mint mark. Coins with clear P mint marks, minimal scratches, and a well-preserved design edge are always more sought after, giving them a slight premium over the standard circulation coins. Even though this is not a rare coin, it's part of a broader collectible ecosystem where attention to detail, proper handling, and knowledge of minting practices can make a difference in perceived value. For hobbyists, investing in such coins provides a tangible connection to American history, design, and culture without requiring a massive budget. Beyond monetary worth, the 2015 P quarter carries a sense of cultural and educational significance. Collectors often use these coins as tools to teach children or beginners about U.S. history, geography, and the importance of preserving national landmarks. Holding this coin allows you to visualize the park or landmark it represents, creating a small but meaningful bridge between everyday currency and cultural heritage. Furthermore, as part of a series that spans multiple years and locations, this quarter encourages collectors to explore the stories behind each design, deepening appreciation for the art and narrative embedded in modern coins. Even casual collectors can enjoy the satisfaction of adding a well-preserved 2015 P quarter to their collection, knowing that they are participating in a larger tradition of documenting America's rich natural and historical treasures through coinage. For anyone serious about coin collecting, the 2015 P quarter is more than just a 25-cent piece. It's a piece of art, a slice of history, and an educational tool, all rolled into one. Its modern production means it's accessible, yet the attention to detail, the relevance of the National Park series, and the careful design from the Philadelphia Mint give it a special place in any collection. Over time, as collectors continue to seek coins with minimal wear, clear mint marks, and fine preservation, the value of such quarters may slowly increase, making them not only enjoyable to collect, but also potentially rewarding. Ultimately, this coin represents the ongoing story of America, captured in metal, and reminds collectors that even coins from recent years can hold significance, charm, and subtle collectible value when appreciated with care and attention. The 2022 quarter dollar. This coin is part of the regular circulating quarter series, and what makes it interesting for many collectors is the mint mark, or in some cases, the absence of a mint mark. Specifically, we'll be discussing the 2022 quarter with the D mint mark from the Denver Mint, as well as examples without any mint mark, which are most often from the Philadelphia Mint. We'll talk about the design, production differences, how to identify these coins, and most importantly, what they are worth today in the collector's market when found in a fine condition. That means a coin that shows moderate wear from circulation, but still retains most of its design details, and is a classic grade for many collectors. The 2022 quarter dollar is a continuation of the iconic America the Beautiful and State designs. And while these coins are extremely common in everyday transactions, coins without heavy circulation wear, or those with interesting mint-related variations, can draw attention from collectors. For numismatists who follow mint marks closely, the presence of a D mint mark on the 2022 quarter means that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the United States mint facilities. Meanwhile, a 2022 quarter without any mint mark typically was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as Philadelphia only recently began adding the P mint mark to quarters in some years, and in 2022 many Philadelphia pieces were still blank. The presence or absence of these mint marks doesn't usually make a huge difference in face value for modern coins, but understanding where a coin was made is an important part of grading and collecting. Now let's dig into the details of coin condition and what collectors mean when they say a coin is in fine condition. Coin grading is a way of describing how much wear a coin has. A fine grade is considered a middle grade in coin collecting, better than good or about good, but not as crisp as very fine, extremely fine, or uncirculated. A 2022 quarter in fine condition will still show the main devices and lettering clearly, but you will see moderate smoothing on the high points such as George Washington's hair and the eagle or other reverse design. For many modern United States coins, a fine condition piece is still quite collectible, especially if it has good eye appeal and no major damage. Today's market values for 2022 quarter dollars, whether with a D mint mark or without a mint mark, are mostly influenced by demand among everyday collectors, silver or special collectors, and those specifically tracking mint marks. Because the 2022 Denver and non-mint mark Philadelphia quarters are still very recent, and millions were minted for circulation, most of them trade for around face value, and that means they are worth about 25 cents in typical everyday transactions. However, if you find a 2022 quarter in truly nice condition with minimal wear, even in fine grade, coin dealers and online marketplaces might list it for a small premium over face value. commonly anywhere from 50 cents to a couple of dollars depending on eye appeal, luster, strike quality, and collector interest. Rare errors, special die varieties, or unusual planchet issues could raise that value more. But for standard 2022 quarters in acceptable collectible condition, prices remain modest because of high mintage and widespread availability. To summarize, the 2022 U.S. quarter dollar is a modern circulating coin that was made at multiple mints including Denver, with a D mint mark, and Philadelphia, often without any mint mark. In fine condition, these coins still attract modest interest from collectors, but because of their recent date and large quantities produced, most examples are worth little more than their face value of 25 cents in today's market. Special varieties, uncirculated pieces, or coins with eye-catching qualities can command higher prices, but for the average collector or viewer, a 2022 quarter in fine condition holds more historical and educational value than major monetary value right now. Now moving forward, let's dive even deeper into the story of the 2022 U.S. quarter dollar, a coin that many might casually toss into their wallets without a second thought, but for collectors, every detail tells a tale. Imagine holding a coin that traveled from the heart of Denver or Philadelphia, stamped with the precision of modern minting technology, carrying not just value but a slice of American history, even if it's just a humble 25-cent piece. The D mint mark isn't just a letter, it's a signature of quality, a tiny emblem that says, "I was crafted at the Denver Mint with care and precision." On the other hand, those without a mint mark quietly whisper their origins from the Philadelphia Mint, often overlooked, yet equally important for collectors trying to complete sets or track mint production nuances. When we talk about a coin in fine condition, picture this. The high points of George Washington's bust have a gentle wear. The intricate details are softened just enough to show history in motion, and the edges, though slightly smoothed, still hint at the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. It's not pristine, not flawless, but it carries character. The kind of character that tells a story of circulation, of hands it has passed through, of pockets and cash registers it has seen. And here's the fun part. While the general public may only see a quarter as just a quarter, collectors see potential, rarity, and even joy in spotting subtle differences, maybe a slightly off-center strike, a shiny luster under the right light, or the satisfaction of knowing this piece completes a set of 2022 quarters. Now let's talk about value in today's market, but let's keep it playful. Most 2022 quarters, whether with a D mint mark or without a mint mark, are still trading at face value. Yes, around 25 cents. But here's where things get interesting. Coins that are in above-average condition, with clear designs and minimal wear, sometimes catch the eye of collectors, online sellers, or numismatic enthusiasts, and that small attention can elevate the coin's worth slightly, anywhere from 50 cents to a couple of dollars. It's almost like discovering hidden treasure in plain sight. And if by chance you stumble upon a coin with an unusual error, an off-color planchet, or a subtle misstrike, suddenly that quarter isn't just 25 cents. It could become the crown jewel of your collection. So whether you're a casual pocket change enthusiast or a serious collector hunting for that perfect piece, the 2022 U.S. quarter dollar reminds us that even the most common coins have stories to tell, small adventures in metal, and the power to connect us with the history, artistry, and meticulous craft of the United States Mint. Keep an eye on those tiny mint marks, appreciate the subtle where that gives each coin character, and remember, sometimes the smallest pieces hold the biggest stories. And moving further, let's imagine the journey of this 2022 quarter dollar as if it had its own little adventures. This coin isn't just metal, it's a silent traveler. It has likely rested in the pocket of a student rushing to class, jangled around in a grandma's purse full of receipts and gum wrappers, or even peeked out from a tip jar in a small cafe. Every scratch, every tiny imperfection tells a story of real life, a journey far richer than a brand new, uncirculated coin locked away in a vault. And isn't that what makes collecting coins secretly thrilling? There's a touch of detective work, a little bit of excitement, and a lot of charm in spotting a coin that has survived its everyday adventures with dignity, now ready to take a new place in a collection, or simply earn a quiet appreciation from someone who notices the subtleties that most people overlook. Now let's sprinkle in a little fun perspective. Imagine showing a 2022 quarter to someone who thinks all quarters are the same. You could casually point to the D mint mark and say, "This little D traveled from Denver, stamped with precision, while its mint mark-free cousin quietly originated from Philadelphia, carrying its own story. Suddenly, a simple pocket change becomes a conversation starter, a tiny artifact of American culture, and a reminder that even ordinary objects can have extraordinary backgrounds. And that, dear viewers, is the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of discovering that what seems small and common can actually be unique and meaningful. In the collector's world, even modern coins like this 2022 quarter hold value beyond their face. Sure, most trade for 25 cents, but a fine condition coin, one that shows just enough where to be authentic but retains clarity in design, might be gently nudged to 50 cents or a few dollars by attentive collectors. And if by chance you spot a coin with a subtle error or unusual detail, you could be holding a piece that might fetch a much higher value. It's like finding a hidden story in plain sight, a treasure disguised as everyday change. So next time you see a 2022 quarter in your wallet or on the street, pause for a moment. Think about the tiny adventures it's had, the craftsmanship it represents, and the stories hidden in its curves and mint marks. Collecting coins isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about history, art, and the quiet joy of discovery. And that, my friends, is why even a seemingly ordinary 2022 quarter can become something extraordinary in the right hands. Now, let's talk about the real exciting part for collectors and enthusiasts, the market value of the 2022 quarter dollar. While most people might think it's just a 25-cent coin, the truth is, in the collector's world, even a modern quarter can carry a premium, especially when it's in fine condition or shows exceptional eye appeal. A 2022 quarter with a D mint mark or without a mint mark, if carefully preserved and free from scratches, nicks, or corrosion, can attract buyers who are willing to pay $2 to $5 or sometimes even $10 per coin. Yes, it might seem small compared to rare vintage coins, but considering these are coins barely a few years old, it's a remarkable jump from its face value. Collectors are particularly interested in these modern quarters because of their minting details and condition. A coin in fine condition, which retains clear designs but shows moderate circulation wear, can easily be priced double or triple its face value in online marketplaces or specialty coin shops. And if you're lucky enough to find a coin with a minor error, such as a misstrike, double die, or an off-center imprint, suddenly that 25-cent coin could leap into the $15 to $25 range or even higher, depending on rarity and collector demand. The key here is that the 2022 quarters, although mass-produced, have the potential to be surprisingly valuable when their condition and uniqueness are taken into account. So, imagine holding a handful of these 2022 quarters. In your wallet, they're just 25 cents each. In the eyes of a savvy collector, however, each coin could represent a small treasure, and a set of well-preserved D mint mark and mint mark-free coins could easily fetch $50 or more if sold as a collection. For people who track modern coins and mint varieties, these quarters become more than currency. They're mini investments, a chance to enjoy the thrill of collecting while keeping an eye on potential financial gains. Even in the modern coin market, this small 2022 quarter can quietly shine among rarities, turning everyday change into a surprising collectible with tangible value. So next time you pick up a 2022 quarter, remember, in the right condition and in the right hands, that little piece of metal could be worth up to $5, $10, or even more, depending on the demand and the collector's eye. Modern coins aren't always about rarity alone. Sometimes it's the condition, eye appeal, and minting story that turns them into tiny gems. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. Even coins fresh from the circulation tray have the potential to surprise you in the marketplace. But wait, the story doesn't end there. If you really want to maximize the value of a 2022 quarter dollar, you need to think like a collector who sees beyond the face value. Coins in fine condition are just the beginning. When you start looking for near mint or uncirculated examples, suddenly the numbers start looking much more exciting. A pristine, uncirculated 2022 quarter with a D mint mark could easily command $15 to $25 per coin, and if it has exceptional luster or a striking detail that catches the light just right, some collectors may even pay $30 or more for a single piece. And don't forget the mint mark-free quarters from Philadelphia. While common in circulation, a flawless example in an uncirculated state could fetch a similar premium, especially for collectors completing a modern set or those hunting mint mark varieties. Now let's add a little twist for the real enthusiasts. error coins, and unusual minting varieties. Even in a year as recent as 2022, there can be coins with doubled dies, off-center strikes, or slight planchet anomalies. These small quirks can transform an ordinary 25-cent coin into a collector's gem worth $50, $75, or even over $100 depending on rarity and demand. Imagine finding a 2022 quarter in your change that has a tiny misstrike. Suddenly your pocket change becomes a mini treasure chest. This is why collectors always advise checking each coin carefully, even the ones you might overlook, because sometimes the smallest details can create the biggest surprises. And here's a fun perspective. If you were to collect a full set of 2022 quarters, including mint mark free, and any known errors in excellent condition, you could be looking at a combined collection value of over $100 or more in today's market. That's just for coins barely a year or two old. In essence, modern coin collecting isn't just for nostalgia or history. It's an exciting way to see real, tangible value in everyday money. A handful of well-preserved 2022 quarters could easily become the starting point of a small but profitable collection, or even a gift that introduces someone to the fascinating world of numismatics. So, whether you are casually flipping through coins in your drawer or meticulously hunting for mint-marked details and errors, the 2022 quarter dollar is a reminder that even modern coins carry stories, history, and yes, real market value. From face value of 25 cents to collectors' premiums reaching $30, $50, or higher for special examples, these coins are far more than pocket change. They are a testament to the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, the excitement of discovery, and the joy of finding hidden treasures in places most people